Hi. Hi, I'm Millie Barnes and welcome to the craft room. I just love today's weather, isn't it gorgeous? And what an exciting day. We've got the grand final on. We've had a long weekend. It's the end of the holidays. We've just come back from Rosebud. We've had a wonderful time there. And so it's been it's a really exciting day in this household. The grand final's really pushing the excitement level up. So hopefully it is at your place too. I've gone in for neutral tones. I don't want to jeopardise, jinx any side. Neither of our teams are playing here, but in the grand final, but it's still also a very exciting time, and some of our friends are all down at the grand final, so hopefully their team wins, but that's impossible for all our friends to come home happy, so we'll see what happens for the day. Anyhow, while it's a bit quiet here and they've all gone out to get some food so we can party on and watch the grand final this afternoon, I'm going to make you a card with you. This is our last card in our fancy folds, so hopefully you'll have enjoyed seeing some of these fancy folds. I've heard from some of you and you're loving it, so we will continue with a few fancy folds going forward, but our next aim, or the next couple of months, we'll be concentrating on getting ready for Christmas, because it comes along so fast, and you certainly need to get your cards made now so that you can post them in time. So this one actually is a fancy fold Christmas card. So what we'll do is I'll bring in the grid paper so that we can craft along, and we'll turn down to the desk. So let me just do that and see if we've got, that doesn't look too bad. Now let me just flip you around the right way, so hang tight. There we go. That looks pretty good. Now, hopefully, we can get all this happening today and I can get it right. Because I've been on holidays, I'm still in a bit of a holiday mode. But we've got a lot of cutting to do. I will tell you, I have written down the measurements because I made this card. I do have a copy of it. And I'm going to give you, I don't normally give you a sneak peek, but I'm going to give you a sneak little peek. This is the card we're making today, and it does stand up as a triple fold. So not on the trimmer very well, but if I get it standing. So it stands up like that, which you're looking from down, but when you look from underneath, on the side, it looks like so. So I'm going to show you how all that's done. It's not that hard. It's just getting your measurements right. And we will, if you get a copy of my newsletter, you'll get the measurements. Now, I'm starting with this one. Now, I will be referring to my notes because it's a while since I've done it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I need to make a very big card base. So I'm taking this out to, if I left it as it is, we're working with odd numbers. We're working with 29.7, and that's not going to be easy to work it out. So I brought this one back to 28 so that we had easier numbers to work with. And it's the same width as a normal card. So it's 14.8. Now, that's our card base, but we're going to fold it so it has its steps. So I'm going to do some scoring. So my first score line is at 7.5. And that, I'll get that blade out of the road before I cut it. That's that one. And then I'm going to score it at 15, which gives us the back mountain. And then I'm going to score it at 19. And at 23. which gives us the next mountain. And lastly, I'm scoring it at 25 and a half. Now I'm looking here, so I'm down across to 25 and a half. And so that's going to give us 3 mountains. So when I was moving it, I didn't explain it perhaps, you're just moving it along. So 7.5 to 15 to 19, 23, and then to 25 and a half. And that gives us all the bits we need for that. But now I need to grab another piece of cardstock. We're using Mossy Meadow because it goes beautifully with this St. Nick paper. And this is to cut the squares that will be the diamonds. So my first square is 10 and a half. So I'm going down to 10 and a half here. I'm actually going to go to 11, so I've got plenty of room. And I'm just going to go to 10 and a half here. And I'm going to go up to where I've cut. So that's the largest diamond. The next one is 9.2. So we'll take this back to 9.2. And 9.2. So that's our middle diamond. And our last diamond is 8 centimetres. So again, I'll put this on 8 and I'll take it down to 8. I'll just go a little bit past so I've got some wiggle room. And we'll pop this on 8 here. And I'll take this up to the 8. So that's our cardstock base. Our 3 diamonds. And I can get the points together. 3 diamonds, like so. And they're roughly about, just over a centimetre, maybe a centimetre and a half. What did I do? I can't see. Just under a centimetre and a half between them. Now, I need to take some white cardstock. That side's a bit dirty. We'll use this side. This is some leftover I have, and it happens to be, when I checked, 14.3, which is what I need. That's half a centimetre shorter than this. And I need for the back a 7 centimetre piece. And for the greeting, I need a 2 centimetre piece. Now we just need to get some coloured paper for the steps and for the diamonds. So, the first thing I'm going to do, we are going to use this. This is the Traditions of St. Nick, and it's beautiful paper. I love this paper. Now, that's a full one. I think I've got yes, I've got some that I've cut here when I made the card. So, we're going to be using this one in the middle. And here's our Santa that we will use. I also use this side on a step. This one's the back piece, and I use that side on a step. So let's see how we go. Pulled out. That's in the wrong spot. Let's just not worry about that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to get my Santa. Now, I had to work out how I was going to manage this because it's not straight. And the easiest way was, I'll pop this aside for a minute. I took my diamond and I knew I wanted Saint Nick. And it's going to fit exactly next to the other one that I had. So I then got a pencil and drew around my diamond. Oh, and that one, then I just drew on top of it. We'll easily get that off. Now, it's going to be smaller than this, but that now gives me an idea of my size, so I can cut with inside those lines. So, I'm just lining this up so that this line lines up with my trimmer. So I'm just cutting just inside that line. And then, and I'm only cutting the length I need. And then, my dog Pino's just come to join me. Now it's not going to let me twist it that way yet. I'm going to do the same, but this time I'm cutting, lining that pencil mark up on this side of the trimmer. And I'm cutting inside. Now, it's sometimes a bit hard with your size 12 sheets to get it all around. It's just a matter of wobbling it around so it fits. There we're going to do the bottom. And now we're going to try and get this guy in. Right, so now that gives me a Santa that's about the right size. I need it to be 8 centimetres. No, I need it to be 7.5 centimetres. So I can easily check that by just putting the sides up here. And he's a little bit over, so I'm going to trim a bit off that side. And let's do this side. I'm doing it where you can't see. Oh, I'm terrible at that, aren't I? Now, 7.5 centimetres. Now, I can't really trim. I don't want to trim his foot off. So we'll try this side and see if we can trim some of this side. That's 7.5. So now we can just check on our diamond that we've done okay. And that does look all right. Now, I did, as I say, I've written pencil marks. People get worried about them, but use your grey lead and then you can just rub out. Pencil got onto there when I was tracing around. But if you're worried about these ones, just rub them out. Okay? And then you still have perfectly good paper, except I've cut some of the lines a bit long. But I might use those Santas for something. I haven't worked out what I'm going to do with them yet, but I'm sure we'll see them over the next week or 2 or 3 as we get closer to Christmas. So he's ready. Now I need to... now, where am I going to cut a piece off this? I'm going to have to cut it at the top, I think. I'll have to forego one of my Santas. And I need a piece of DSP that's 3.5 centimetres by 14.3. So I can go across here to this mark, which is 3.5 there. And I need to cut it to 14.3. So I'm going to lose 2 Santas out of it today. But if I go on this side, we can see what I'm doing, because this is the piece I'm going to use. So 14.3. And then I'm just going to put it here at 14.3 and cut it to 3.5, so where that line was. And then we've got our piece. And yes, we've lost 2 Santas, but we've still got one here, and we've got all this Santa, we've lost 3. But we've got these Santas here. So there's still plenty of Santas, and there's a whole nother sheet, because there's always 2 sheets. Now this is, I will do the next one, and I did it exactly the same. And I'm going to continue on with that line that I used. So we take the next card. Have we got the next card? Yes. We take the next card, and I'm just going to put it on like so. Grab my pencil where I threw it. Where did I throw it? Over here, under the trimmer. And again, just draw along. And cut it out. And again, just inside those lines, because I know I want it a bit smaller. It can be a bit of a juggle, as I said, with this size 12 paper to get it exactly where you want it. I need you to come over a bit more. And we'll cut down here. Right. And again, now that one's not quite so straight on that side. So this time I need this one to be 8.7, because we're going 0.5 centimetre smaller. So 8.7 is there. Ooh, let's see if I got, let's see how straight it is. That one doesn't look too straight on that side. Maybe. This just needs straightening up. And there we have our next one. Cutting the designer series paper on an angle is the hardest bit. Now there's a little bit of pen there, so I'm going to rub that off. A pencil. And then lastly, but never least, I'm going to use this beautiful piece. So we've got the letter boxes and the letters to Santa. We've got Santa with the presents. And this one's going to be Home Sweet Home with the fireplace. Now I'm going to put this one here and use, again, we'll take it off the trimmer and I will draw around it. So I'm going to use that line that I've used before. And I'm just going to draw again around, on this time only on 3 sides. And cut it out. When you get beautiful paper like this, it's so easy to go, I don't want to cut it, it's beautiful. But if you don't cut it, you don't use it. And believe me, they make beautiful cards, this. And if you use it all up, you can always get another pack. Now, again, too big, I have to now trim down, which we knew. So this time, because it was, this one's actually 10.5 centimetres, this one we just need to be 10. So I'll just trim that. And that. And let's see if it's 10 on that side. It is. So looking good. So that's our cutting done. Now, yes, there was a lot of cutting, but now we've got all our pieces and they'll be assembled like so on our diamonds. And then on our card, oh, no, there's one more piece I haven't cut. I have to cut another piece of this on this side for our step. Now, I'll have to do it across the top here, and we need it to be, what size was this one? 7 centimetres, that's right, 7 centimetres by 14.3. So, seven centimetres, and I can't do it that way. I'm going to turn it over so I can do it on this side. 14.3. And there's our piece. So there's our diamonds. Here's our card. That bit's going in there. That piece is going here. This piece is going here. We're falling off the page, out of camera. And this one's going here. Okay? And then we'll stick the card up. So first of all, we'll glue these ones down. Now once you've cut it out, all the hard bits are done. It's just a matter of putting some glue on. Your cards, I'll keep it in camera. There we go. And this one. And you can see I've chosen the Mossy Meadow cardstock because this is the Mossy Meadow colour on this piece. And the trees are the Mossy Meadow colour too. And by using the reverse sides of some of these pieces, I know I'm using all the colours. Mind you, any of the colours in that packet, any of the pages would blend in perfectly. So there's our 3 diamonds done. I'm going to take our white pieces off. This piece is going to fit in here. I don't know if you can see the score lines, but I'm fitting it in nicely in the score lines. So that when we fold the card, you'll be able to see it. And this piece is going to fit in these score lines. Now that's got a bit of a pattern on it, so maybe I'll go this way. Right, while they're all drying, I am going to, I think I'll leave that one blank. But this one I'm going to put Season's Greeting, and I'm using the Season's Greeting out of the Christmas Classic. I'm going to put Season's Greeting on that stamp, on that piece of paper, but I want to spread it out because this diamond of Santa is going to come in the middle, and that would be over the middle. So we want to put Seasons on one side and Greetings on the other. So to do that, I'm using the Stampin' Up! Mask paper. Now I'm going to just cut it. I think I'll get 2 pieces out of that. Yes, I will. Oh, yes, I will cut it. Trying to make up my mind how to do it. And I'm going to cover up, first of all, if I can get it open again. Let me use my pick. Oh, it's a while since I've done it. A week. Been on holidays a week and I can't get things to work. Oh, I can't believe this. There we go. There it's happening. I'm going to cover up, first of all, Greetings. And that one's too small. Oh, is it better on that side? There you go. I think I've got it covered. No. I haven't left a big enough one. Is this one wider? Yeah, that's what I was going to do. All right, well, we'll do stamp Greetings first because this one's a little smaller than the other one. So I want that over to that side of the card. Now I'll bring in my stamp mat so I get a flat surface to stamp on, and my Real Red ink pad. And we'll get the stamp around the right way. Now you can also make it easier when masking by only putting half the stamp onto the stamp pad. So you're not going to get as much ink over this side. So we'll just stamp it up and put our Greetings. Oh, Ellie, you didn't take the tape off. That would have been quite a mess. I'll show you what it would have looked like. Look. And then I've got that smudge, which is what I was trying to avoid. So we'll do it this side. And we'll take that off. And so only Greetings has ink on it. And we'll stamp it down this end. And then I've got to clean this side. And I'm going to stamp it a couple of times. I want it to be dry and clean because I want to be able to put it on the paper once I ink up the other side, and it's not going to mark. Now I'll get that other piece of masking and we'll, come on, you're going to come and cooperate, aren't you? Yes. Yes. Oh, throw away the wrong bit, Ellie. You can see I've been on holiday, can't you? And we're going to cover up the greeting, the Greetings. And this time, I'm going to ink it up from this side. And again, you see, I've got it ink there, but if I pull it off, it's only Seasons that's inked up. Now, Stampin' Up! Has introduced these lovely, this masking paper, but if you don't have it, you can use masking tape. It does work. That's what I used to use before Stampin' Up came up with that. But I find that masking very good because it doesn't leave any residual on the stamp, any glue. So now I've got these two pieces. I was thinking I might stamp something on here, but I haven't got, well, what could I stamp? I could stamp some holly. Holly really doesn't go with it. I know what we can do. We'll just do a little something on this. I'm going to pinch this little stamp here. And I might pinch, actually, I've just noticed this one too. Just to give a bit of pattern onto it. I'll grab some blocks. And I'm going to pop a little bit of red in each corner. And at the bottom, one of those. Just for a bit of detail. Now, when I put this on, the bottom is actually the top, but it will be folded, and you'll see what I mean. You've got to remember that this bit will fold this way, and so we want it that way. Because we're making mountains and valleys. And that's what a strip of card's about. Mountains and valleys. And our greeting will go right down the bottom here. Always remember there's two sides of cardstock. So if you get it wrong on the front, on one side, you can turn it over and stamp on the other side. Now, as that dries, we're going to fold with our bone folder the mountains and the valleys. And then the mountain and the valley. And last, mountain. So we have a card with mountains and valleys. And now I'm just going to make sure all those are nicely folded so it'll do what we want it to do when we stand it up. And that includes some of these folds in here. There we go. Now we have to just pop our diamonds on. And the easiest one to pop on first is the biggest. And I've designed it so that the points of the diamond match the points of the card stock on the edge there and goes right into the point underneath so that it sits like so. So once you put that one on, you can put all the others on. So we only need glue on this top half, but I always like to put a bit along here, just in case I haven't gone quite high enough. And this is the beauty of using this multi-purpose glue, is you've got wiggle room. So you can get it in the right place before it dries solid or gets stuck. So no glue above, all the glue hidden. Now to put our next one on, all we have to do is line up the sides with these sides and put the point down into the middle, like so. Now we work out how far up you're going with your glue, so it's only a very short distance up. So a little bit here, a little bit in the middle, and you can't go too far over because you've got this diamond to guide you. And then pop him on. And just hold it there for a minute. And if you're a bit worried, check that you haven't got any glue at the back. And then this last one, I didn't get my greetings over far enough by the looks of it, but we'll just fit him in. And he is only tiny amount of glue, so we just need a little bit. Come on, glue. Thank you. And again, we can put some here, and we know how much because we've got this diamond behind us to tell us where it's going to sit. And we take it right down to the bottom of the card and match up our lines again. We just hold it for a minute, check there's no glue behind. And that's it. There's our card. So your biggest hardest thing is cutting your paper, and I found the easiest way was to, after you cut your squares or your diamonds they become, you put it on the piece you want to cut out and trace around it with a pencil, and then you can cut it. Now, of course, my cards are known for bling. Can't do a card without bling. So let's pop a couple of these on. We'll pop one down here. And one up here. And yes, you can see his foot, but it looks like a root or just a bit, something in the snow, so that's okay. And yes, there's a little teddy there, but that's okay too. So there you have it. That is my triple diamond fold. And it will sit like so. And at the back, you've got plenty of room to write. Now, you will need a special envelope, or you can, like a large size envelope for this. It is a square, so you are looking at 15 by 15 centimetres. But I think it's worth it. It's a great card, and whoever receives it's going to have it sitting on their mantelpiece, showing all the beautiful papers, and it's going to be a work of art for them to enjoy. All right, I'm going to turn you back to me. We're just going to flip you around again. Hopefully you've enjoyed that, and you've been, I think haven't got my head in it. Oh no, it's not too bad. Bit of a delay, and I thought, oh, it doesn't look right. Hopefully you've enjoyed that and you've learned how to do this. Thanks Renee for saying it's gorgeous. I really love this paper. It's going to make some beautiful Christmas cards. This, as I said, it's easy once you get things on the right angle. Anyhow, if you want any of the instructions, give me a hoy, and I'll send it out with the newsletter to you. And hope you have a good day, and that your team wins the grand final, whichever team that may be. In this household, at least, it doesn't really matter. So there's not going to be any tears or upsets, so that's a relief. We're just going to have a fun day and sit down and watch the footy and have a glass and lots of nibbles and enjoy the show that's put on. All right, you look forward to your week, and I'll look forward to having my week full of fun, and we'll see what next weekend brings with and all the Christmas cards coming along and Christmas gift tags. We may even get some ornaments as we get closer to Christmas. I'll be showing you lots of different things you can do to help you celebrate Christmas. Have a good week, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.